exciting episode of Youth in Agriculture. My name is Marion Munyaunganga, and today I'm here in Kitengela talking about Agritechnology. Yes, as you can see, there are so many machines here, and they're categorized into two types. The first one is an incubator, and the second one is an hatchery. And I think I've just spilled out the beans of what we are discussing today. And yes, you have it right. We will be talking about incubation. We will be talking about hatchery. Why should you prefer putting your eggs inside a machine as compared to putting them inside a chicken coop so that your chicken brooder can come and sit on them and then they crack and then you get losses? No, we do not want that. That's why Calvin Round is here with us, and he is, by the way, having a background in architecture, and he'll be telling us why he is dealing with agritechnology these days.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome, please.
This room is cold and it's white.
Yes.
Of
Yes.
what importance is it?
This is called hatchery room, where we do incubate our eggs, then hatch the chicks. Yes.
Before we talk about a lot, because I know this topic is quite heavy, what is the importance of a farmer bringing their eggs, their fertilized eggs, to a place like this, other than taking them to a brooder?
Okay, thank you so much. Now, these are machines, and machines can take different capacity compared to a chicken. Most of chicken do take up to around 14 eggs, but most of them are 8 or 10. So if you bring them to machine, if you have a lot of eggs and bring them to machine, like we have different capacity, we have 1,000, we have 4,000, we have 6,000. So machines will help you to get more chicks at once compared to chicken.
How does the possibility rate look like when it comes to the chicken themselves warming up the fertilized eggs and bringing the fertilized eggs to an incubator and an hatchery?
Now, hatch rate differ both on chicken and also hatcher. It depends with the type of the eggs that you have and the quality of the eggs that you have.
Yeah.
For example, even if you give a chicken and fertilized eggs, but the condition of the egg is not good. In hatchery, we have so many factors like eggshell. We factor the eggshell, the size, the shape of the eggs, like elongated. So if you give even the chicken, definitely the hatch rate will be low. And the same eggs, if you bring to the machine, the hatch rate will be low. That's why there is something called egg selection. If you select the egg, you measure even the weight, the size, and also the shape, and also the duration. Because if the duration exceeds, then you realize that hatch rate will go down. So there are quite a lot of factors that you need to consider. Apart from that, also the machine setting. We have different types of the machines. We also have the quality of the machine. If you get a good machine and good eggs, definitely the hatch rate will be even up to 96%. We have seen many people achieving 97%. I've had somebody who has achieved 98%. Yeah. But mostly it ranges between 80, 85. Yes.
And what happens to a chicken that they do not get to fertilize or hatch all the eggs? What really distracts them?
So we have something called humidity and temperature. The position of heater. Inside the incubator, we have heater, and also we have water inside. You realize even some machines, the heaters are not well positioned. So that you realize that some are getting sufficient temperature, others are not. So those are the main causes of other eggs failing not to hatch.
Okay.
Yes.
In a situation of a chicken, we have a chicken here, the work is to sit on the eggs. But at times you get that even close to 50% they have not yet hatched. Why? What could be the reason?
The potential reason is, you see, when the chicken is brooding, you really need to give that chicken food. A failure to give that chicken food, she will go outside and spend a lot of time looking for feed. And hence, you see, the eggs need temperature for them to, for that process to take place. So if they don't get consistent temperature, the eggs definitely will get spoiled. So the first consideration, if you're using chicken, then make sure that you give the chicken enough feed. In fact, the feed should just be where at the brooder, yes. Food, feeds and water. Exactly. But not only that, we have talked about the egg shell, also the fertilized eggs, and also the duration. If you give a chicken eggs that has gone up to 14 days, then it might not hatch. Yes.
Now let's get through the process of what happens here. The first one you mentioned is egg selection. What is that, and what do you look for in that egg?
Not really, it's not egg selection. Actually, hatchery starts from the parent stock, the breed, and the parent stock, actually. So, first of all, I've seen many people just go and pick eggs. They don't know which kind of breed, which kind of parent stock. Is it F1, is it F2, is it F3? So the first thing, the initial stage, is to know where you get eggs. Like in our case, initially I used to source eggs, but I realized that they just give me any eggs. So it is not the right breed. And sometimes they give you eggs which has a lot of inbreeding. The chicks, the products will not be good. Okay. So the first thing is to know where you get your eggs. Are they the correct breed? Are they the correct parent stock? Then after bringing them, also you check the duration. Is it above 10 days? The best one should be from day 1 to day 7. Okay. Above that days, you realize production will reduce. After bringing them, you do something called selection. You get the correct size, the correct shape. We have elongated eggs whereby you cannot know where the embryo is. Yeah. So if you put them on the setters, you might put it opposite, upside down. Hence, hatching will be a little bit hard. From there, is when now you bring them to machine.
Mukulima, let me hold you there.
Yes.
I'm still on the breed. What happens, or am I allowed to put, for example, the F1, F2 together?
Yeah, it's not appropriate. You should just put F1. You mark them, you know this is F1. Then you mark the other batch F2. This one will help you to eliminate the aspect of inbreeding. Yeah. So like F2, those are second generation. You realize there is inbreeding already. So what you need to do when the chicks come out, you need to isolate or remove cocks. After removing cocks, you introduce another cocks which are not of the same family.
What are cocks?
Cocks are njogo.
And
then jogo, which are used for mating. So F2, you realize that already there is inbreeding. So the good thing you need to do is to remove the cocks, then introduce another cocks. Okay. If you leave them, then breeding will continue. But you realize that the products of those chicks will be very, very bad, very, very poor in terms of egg production. Even the chicks, you'll realize that they are stunted, they don't grow. You feed them, but they don't grow. So that is number one risk of inbreeding.
Is there any other risk of inbreeding?
Okay. Egg production. The chicks will not produce eggs as required. Secondly, this inbreeding, the diseases will attack them. So they are not resistant to diseases.
Amazing. Now, we are just about to go on a short commercial break. Remember, we We are here in Kitengela talking about hatchery, talking about incubation, because we want you to attain close to 100% hatchery rate, if at all that is something that does exist. And Calvin Brown has told us something that it is very important. Do not mix generations.
Yes.
For example, the parent generation, eggs that come from the first generation should not be mixed together with the eggs that come from the second generation.
Exactly.
Because you're going to do something called stunted growth,
poor
implication,
production.
poor production. The eggs will look not even hatch, honestly speaking. So keep it in agriculture. We'll be right back with more information.